Hello everyone. I hope everyone is having an amazing Friday and ready for even better weekend. I want to see who is joining me, and please let me know in the comment where you're joining from. If you're a photographer, if you're just starting doing photography, or you're planning to be a photographer, or maybe you're doing something else. But in today's live broadcast, I want to talk about my upcoming workshops, and after that I'll be open for a Q&A, so prepare your questions. I'll be happy to answer them all. Any questions related to boudoir photography or photography in general. So many of you have been asking me about details on my upcoming boudoir nude photography workshops, where the workshops will take place, all the details, how many participants are going to be on each workshop, how many models they will be able to photograph, and so on and so forth. So today I want to talk about I'll give you a little bit more information and details on what will be covered during the workshop. And the workshops are 1 day, very exclusive, limited to very low number of participant type of workshop. Maximum participants are between 6 to 8 people per workshop. This way everybody will get a chance to photograph our 1 or 2 models, so this way they will be able to build their portfolio and ask questions. This is the I love small group workshops just because I can pay attention to everybody's images, I can answer everybody's questions, so it's more intimate and more productive for photographers. So as I mentioned, these are hands-on workshops with 1 or 2 models and maximum 6 to 8 participants. So everybody from the workshop will leave with a beautiful portfolio with absolutely gorgeous images. So we will start from posing, and I start from posing fundamentals. So you will learn how to pose each body part. So you will learn how to pose feet, legs, hips, upper body, arms, shoulders. We'll work on facial expressions, on details, and so on and so forth. So this way you're not blindly memorizing poses, but you will be able to build any pose you want. We will cover what works for boudoir photography in terms of posing. You will be able to work with a variety of body types. You will learn what to avoid when you're posing your clients or models during your boudoir session. And after that, I will cover posing flow. Posing flow is extremely important for every photographer, not only boudoir, but in general for every photographer. If you establish and learn your posing flow, you will look more confident, you will look more professional. Your client will feel more comfortable in front of the camera because you go in a very flowy manner, so it's not chaotic, and you'll be able to achieve more images from the shoot because everything is going to be organized. After we are done with posing, we will dive into lighting setups for boudoir nude photography, creative type of lighting. So during the lighting portion, you will be able to master a variety of lighting setups, specifically the dark and moody style of boudoir photography, which I'm a big fan of. And I know many photographers, they are either scared to try, they are not they haven't mastered the lighting to the point that they are ready to try. So this is a great opportunity for you to master dramatic style of lighting and also creative style of lighting. The styles of boudoir nude photography that will be covered during the workshops are sensual boudoir, fine art nude boudoir, and bodyscape boudoir photography. The fine art nude and bodyscape boudoir photography, those two styles actually differentiate me from other photographers in the market, and because I offer those two styles that are very artistic, very moody, I offer those beautiful artistic black and white images that my clients can print big and put it on the wall, and they will look like a piece of art. Because I offer those two styles, I can always upsell my packages because those two styles are included into my highest, more expensive package, and people who find me and who fell in love with my style of photography, they all want fine art nude and bodyscape photography, so they always go with my most expensive package. So during the workshop, I'll also explain how to market this style of photography, and we can discuss also pricing and marketing in general. So again, this is a very exclusive workshop with 1 or 2 models. It's a hands-on workshop with a very limited number of participants. So the location that we're still booking for is London, and that's June 15th, and Zurich is June 29th. All information you can find at believeandboudoir.com with the description of the workshops and what you're going to get if you participate at the workshop, including the pricing. We have only 2 spots available, so for each workshop, keep in mind. And because we don't have many spots available left, we are going to increase price for the last 2 spots from tomorrow, so keep that in mind. I see there's some comments. And I have my assistant also in the chat room, so he will be able to also answer some questions if I skip any or if I don't see. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to the beginning. Hi from Frankfurt, Germany. Hello, hello. Big hug, Yuliya from Argentina. Hello, Argentina. I really miss Argentina. We were in Argentina last year, and I absolutely enjoyed the group that I had. I enjoyed working with all the photographers that we had at the workshop in Argentina. Very, very nice, sweet people, hospitality on the highest level, amazing country in general, and amazing people. I miss you guys. Hello from Singapore. Always wanted to visit Singapore, never had a chance. Any plans to come to Asia? I would love to. Again, this is on my bucket list. I've never been to Asia, and I would love to visit. Hello from New York. Hello, hello. Almost neighbors in comparison to Asia. Oh, somebody sent me a heart. Thank you so much. When is your next USA trip, preferably to the East Coast? So this workshop tour is going to be my last group workshop tour. We haven't announced that yet, but there is a possibility of me doing a workshop in Chicago, and that's going to be August. So I'm not going to announce anything yet because we're still working on it, and that's going to be with other photographers included. So I will let you know when our plans are finalized. But I'm speaking at the Focus conference that's going to be in here in Orlando, in Florida, and that's the exciting news. So that's going to be on July July 13 and 15. So if you are in Orlando area, please attend Focus. Focus is the that's one of the events that is going to take place in Orlando, Florida. So I hope I'll see you there. I'll be a speaker at the conference. In other news that I haven't told anybody about is I'm going to be a speaker also at Imaging USA that is going to take place in Texas next year. It's beginning of February. Hello from Louisiana, that's Michael. Hello, Michael. Hello from Turkey. Turkey is another country that I absolutely love. I visited Turkey maybe 3 or 4 times. Hello from Northern California, almost read North Carolina. Northern California. Hello, hello. All right. Would love to attend your workshops if you ever come to Asia. Santa Barbara, California. Hello, beautiful lady. It's me from Turkey. All right. I want to mention that I'm instead of group workshops, I'm offering one-on-one private in-person workshops. They're taking place in my studio, so if you're interested in a personalized one-on-one mentorship program, that's how I call it, or you can call it one-on-one private workshop, please let us know, and we'll send you all the information. So we personalize it to your needs. We analyze your business, and we will work exactly on what needs to be improved in terms of lighting, posing, marketing, and anything that you really need to enhance your skills on. Ventura, California. Hello. Hi, Yuliya. I love your videos. Thank you. Adam says you're hot. Well, thank you. Well, I'm open for a Q&A. Please feel free to ask your questions. Any questions related to our upcoming workshops, one-on-one mentorship programs, photography, boudoir, or nude related questions. So any questions related to photography in general, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer them all. While I'm waiting for the questions, I want to thank all our BIB members, Believe in Boudoir members. Thank you so much for being a part of our platform. For those who are not familiar with the platform, this is one of the largest boudoir platforms with over 50 courses on boudoir and nude photography. We have courses on posing, lighting. We have full behind the scenes videos working with females, male, couple. So there are a lot of topics covered. We have fine art nude boudoir courses. We have bodyscape photography courses with male, female, with couples. So a lot to watch and to learn. Who was your inspiration back in the day? Do you have anyone's work on your wall? Who was your inspiration back in the day? Good question. I don't have a specific artist in mind, but I was always attracted by darker style images, by black and white photography a lot. So I was inspired by many photographers, some photographers who We're using even film cameras back in the days, so I don't have anybody's work on the wall, but I constantly look for inspiration, and inspiration comes from a variety of different places, sometimes places that you wouldn't expect even, so you can find your inspiration anywhere. So even from, like, I would highly recommend to look at or go to museums and look through all the beautiful work of artists. Go to exhibitions, go to, or just walk around and get that inspiration from nature, depending, of course, what genre of photography you're working with. Um, Somebody says, I like your low-key lighting style. Thank you. I love that style as well. And low-key lighting, dramatic, moody boudoir works amazing for my client, for the models, for women in general, for couples. Um, I think it works in general for boudoir and nude photography, which is why majority of my images are dark and moody, because with this style of lighting, you're highlighting the best features of your subject's body. If everything looks flat, if everything is lit perfectly, the, then how do we accentuate those beautiful curves? How do we highlight those beautiful lines of our subject's body? So I think this is the best way to do it with a more dramatic and low-key, dark and moody style. Somebody says you're very beautiful, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adam. Any questions, guys? Anyone? Hi, beautiful. Hello, Malik. Okay, let me go up and see if I missed anything. You guys are not active at all today. What's going on? Okay, what focal length are you generally working with? It all depends who I am photographing and what location I'm at. But my most used, I would say, lens is 70 to 200, meaning photographer asked me why if I have such a small studio space. It's just because it compresses in a way that it makes my studio looks much bigger, and but I would not use it if I'm working with a heavier women, for example. I would use wide angle lens for plus size boudoir, or for in general um, heavier size women. So it all depends. And also, if sometimes I use my 50mm lens, again, it depends. If my space doesn't allow me to use my 7200, then I will use 50mm. It's something that I think 50mm would be my recommendation for everyone who's just starting out. They don't want to invest much money into, let's say, their gear. So 50mm lens is an ideal option for many photographers. Because again, you can photograph different body types with that lens. It will still work. You can photograph in smaller spaces, bigger spaces. You can create really nice shallow depth of field with that lens. So it works. It works in low lighting environment. So it's pretty cool. But so those would be my options for when I work. When I work on portraits or boudoir photography. Thank you for your wonderful education videos, Mike says. Thank you for watching. So charming, love your work. Thank you so much. Any plans to have a workshop in Southern California? Also, any advice for a beginner straight male boudoir photographer? I don't have any plans for a group workshop in California yet. Again, I'm not planning on doing any group workshops any soon, but I'm offering one-on-one mentorship programs. It's a one-day workshop in my studio, or I can also visit your studio and teach you how to teach you on posing and lighting for boudoir nude photography in your studio on your location. When it comes to male boudoir photographers, I know many guys are asking one and the same question, and many of male photographers saying that it's very difficult to actually become a boudoir photographer and being a male. And I know so many male boudoir photographers who are actually very successful, who are making money, and they're doing really great, although they're male photographers. And my advice would be to create as many behind the scenes videos with you in the video, so people would see you, who you are, what you do, share your life with your audience, show everyone, like people, they have to learn about your personality, about your lifestyle, who you are, to build that trust. And those behind the scenes, if you're photographing a model, for example, or if you are photographing a regular woman who is okay sharing those behind the scenes, then do them as much as possible and share with others, so they would know that if that female trusted me, then trusted this male photographer, then I can trust as well. So it's very important to build your brand first, and then start building your photography business, photography brand. Okay, let's see if we have any questions. Okay, I see the translation. Thank you so much, Yuliya, for translating. Have a good afternoon and have a great Friday and have a great blessed weekend to you, and stay with God. Well, thank you so much for translation. So that was one of the comments. Okay, another comment. Hello, I'm from Rio, and here the body is very popular in low-key photo shoots. But do you think about using oil and spraying water to emphasize the model's skin? I wouldn't want it to look vulgar. Okay. Yes, to create stronger highlights on your subject's skin, you can always apply oil. What I recommend to do, because extra oil may create too much shine on the skin, to have oil applied to the palm, rub it, and then apply it over the skin. Make sure it's evenly applied, and if you see, let's say you're working on really low-key dramatic images, I would call them either fine art nude images or bodyscape images, and you see that somewhere on one of the curves the highlight is too strong, and no matter what you do with your light, you're moving back and forth, it's the same, it's like stronger than other highlights on the rest, on other parts of the body. That's probably too much oil on that area, so you can wipe it off and try it again. So it happened to me many times, and I noticed that that was the issue, and I'm telling you now because when you're working on that type of photography, you get very nervous, you get very stressed, you don't know what's happening, why it's happening. So that could be the reason why some highlights are stronger than others on, and that's how the light, when the light falls on one or another curve of the body, and then there's too much oil, the highlight becomes really, really strong, and we want to avoid that. In terms of water, recently actually I did a photo shoot, actually two photo shoots, when my client wanted to have droplets of water on his skin and her skin. So that was female and male boudoir. And the images turned out amazingly because there's more texture. And I have a special bottle, spray bottle, that I have in a studio. So I fill it up with a little bit of warm water, so my client wouldn't shiver and wouldn't feel cold after that. I have a towel prepared for the client, so, or paper towels, and I would apply again oil, and then I would spray on top. So it turns out really, really beautifully. So you can also use some sort of smoke, if you can create a little bit of smoke or anything that will add a little bit of texture to your photograph, I think would look amazing. So I tried both, and it just, photographs look more creative, more interesting, more dynamic. Somebody is asking if I'm from Russia. I'm not from Russia. I'm from Azerbaijan. That's the country very close to Turkey, and have Ukrainian, have Russian. And somebody also asked about political situation in Ukraine. I don't want to talk about politics, and I'm just against whatever is happening there. So Alejandro is saying, hi Yuliya, I'm from Mexico. You're an artist, and when you love what you do, inspiration comes. Then you become inspiration for those who love your work. Well, thank you so much for such a sweet comment. Yes. What you do, it's nice when you love what you do, inspiration comes. Yeah, that's so true. And then you become your own inspiration. Yeah, sometimes we lose inspiration. Sometimes we feel lost, and it happens to everybody. All artists can feel burned out, or losing that inspiration, or they cannot find that inspiration anywhere. So what I would suggest, just to probably stop and find an ideal environment for yourself where you can be just you and and nobody else around, and that helps us creatives to maybe relax a little bit, relax our thoughts, and go to a location that maybe can inspire you. So, and it's very important. Get out of the studio. For example, today we had a photo session for our project for Beadon Frames, and for those who are not familiar with the project, we're currently working on episodes dedicated to film photography, to film cameras. So we're working with different film cameras from all the way to 1920, 1930, 1960. So we work with really old cameras, and we come up with the idea of the session. We find a location, we go and test those cameras, we photograph, and we record everything. We are also going to provide technical information, information about camera in general. So, and you'll see the behind the scenes. So super excited about the project. And what happened today, I'm always in the studio, and my studio is pretty small, so sometimes I feel like I don't know what else I can do. I don't know what else I can create. And today, when we were in, we have sound for downtown. It's like a very small, cute downtown with a beautiful building, lots of different texture and color. And when I started photographing my model in front of all these beautiful architectural buildings, I felt different. I feel like, oh, we can use this wall. I can use this texture is so nice. This staircase is so nice. So ideas started coming to my head just like this, and like, wow. And I got inspired. So, and I got excited about this photo session. So step outside the studio where you always shoot. Try something else. Try something different. So inspiration will come to you. Okay, let's go back to our questions. Hello, Yuliya. Have you ever considered a photo shoot at some of the old antebellum homes? I don't know what that word means. In Mississippi, some of those 100-year-old homes are very beautiful and fascinating. Well, I would love to. I personally love architecture, and I used to do weddings, and I used to create my signature shots in front of really beautiful buildings. So any I've never done architectural photography, but photographing a subject in front of a beautiful house, building, place excites me. So makes me be a little bit more creative. So yes, I would consider that totally. Okay, translated from Oliver Hawk de Silva. You can take photos and nude models look beautiful with flowers. Thanks. That probably wasn't a question. Sounds more like a statement, but I do floral portraits, and I also absolutely love floral portraits. That's another way for me to get inspired. I when I feel bored with Boudoir, I I jump into that floral portraiture, and it gives me lots of good energy. But I also try floral arrangements on for my nude photography, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Anything with flowers looks elegant and beautiful. So flowers in general are absolutely beautiful. Female shapes are gorgeous. So when you combine two, you can get a masterpiece. So lately, maybe 2 months ago, I did an amazing project with two beautiful models, and we did kind of semi-nude session with lots of flowers, and that was one of the projects that I enjoyed the most. My florist, she created a beautiful composition. That was a very expensive floral composition, by the way, because the whole wall and floor and the couch, they were all covered with real flowers. And I'm actually planning on submitting those images for competition. So that's another thing that I would recommend everyone to do. Submit your images for competition, or work on the projects, or create projects specifically to submit your images to one or another competition. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me see what other questions we have. Okay, certain exposures asks, do you generally prefer working with independent models or with agencies for portfolio work? I find models, I do model calls, I ask my models to find me models, I ask makeup artists, I look for models on Instagram, on Facebook groups, I write hashtag Orlando models and see who pops and who I can work with. I check sometimes if I see a local photographer who worked with a local model and I see that this is the look that I was looking for. I check on hashtag, I check if that model is tagged and get in touch with her. There are a lot of ways to find models. I don't work with agencies, so I do work with independent models mainly. I also work with regular women. For example, if I really need to do a shoot for you guys, so you would learn something new, I would invite just a regular woman, female, who is okay to be photographed and filmed and share those images with others. And I think it's even better experience because you're working with a regular person and other people also. So it's great for your portfolio first of all because other regular females who look at your images, they will relate easier. And yeah, so that's another way, and you can also make money out of that because you can offer a certain number of images and the rest your model can purchase separately, for example. So there is always a way to work with the models. Okay, your makeup artist, that's from Big Robot News Today. Your makeup artists use natural makeup. I'm reading some brands have bad chemicals in makeup. One brand as the same chemical that is in paint for airplanes. Oh wow. Well, yeah, my makeup artists, they use natural, more or less natural makeup, and I always the part of my workflow is a questionnaire that my client receives with the questions like, do you have any allergies to makeup products or hair products, or do you have any allergies to food, do you have any diet restrictions, have you had any surgeries in the past? So those questions help me to analyze if there is any issues that I have to pay attention to and make sure that I take care of that before her photo session starts. And if my client says, yes, I'm allergic to allergic specific ingredient in the makeup, then I'll reach out to my makeup artist to make sure that she's not bringing anything with that specific ingredient in her makeup bag. So yeah, so far I have never had any issues. So I work only with professional makeup artists, and they do their research before they purchase anything. So because that's their business, and I'm pretty sure now there's so many actually people who are allergic to certain ingredients, and I'm pretty sure they are aware of that. So I've never had any issues, and I'm pretty sure my makeup artists, they don't use makeup that is full of chemicals like that. But that's a good question, and that has to be considered again when you are building your business, your brand, relationship with your clients. All these little details have to be considered and communicated before you even start the session. The CRM system that I personally use for my studio and absolutely love, I think I should do a separate video about it because it helped me with my business. And it helped me to build better relationship with my client. So the CRM that I'm using is a 17 hat CRM system, and I created all my workflows, everything in 17 hats. So I don't have to spend lots of time on writing emails. Everything is automated. One workflow triggers another workflow, and it's just like so easy. So I'm not really 100% involved in that process, but I just make it happen for the emails to go to my client, and they get all the necessary information, so they know what to expect from the photo session. All their possible questions that are answered in all of those emails, and it just makes everybody's life so much easier, and you look more professional. So 2 weeks ago, I organized a small group makeup artistry event for my clients, and I invited clients, and we did a short kind of like a workshop on how to apply makeup, and then I did headshots for those women, and I created workflows for that event, and everything was automated. So they could just by clicking on the link, they could pay invoice, they could get confirmation, they could get information with details on the date, what to bring, what to expect, where to park. Every single possible question was covered in that email. They got reminder 1 week prior to the event. They got reminder 1 day prior to the event with all the excitement that I'm so excited to see you. And then they got images. They got a special thank you email for participating, and then a questionnaire about the overall experience, so I would see what needs to be improved. And one of the participants, she said, I was just so happy and amazed that everything was like so organized, and I felt like all my questions are answered. So that was the whole experience for her was wow. And I spent maybe 30 minutes creating all those emails and workflows, and the rest was done by 17 heads. So super easy, and you look professional, and your clients are happy. Okay. Okay, Big Robot News today is saying, I saw in one of your videos, your wrist hurts. I know your Nikon D850 is very big with the Nikon 7200. Try the carnivore diet. It's known to heal cartilage. Most people do eggs and beef with sea salt. Well, thank you so much for recommendations. I actually want to I'm actually leaning towards vegetarian diet, but I haven't done that yet. And I have a solution already. I actually upgraded my camera. Now I'm working with a different camera. Now finally I have mirrorless Nikon. And I have an amazing camera stand by Titan America. I don't know if you've seen my video talking about this camera stand, but that solved my problem, and now it's like a complete tethering station, and I have my laptop on one side, I have my camera on another one. I can actually show you how it looks and you can watch a video on the stand. And give me a second. All right, so this is the stand. And last week I was working with a Boudoir photographer here in my studio. I did a 101 mentorship program for her, and she said when she saw this, She said, wow, this is a solution for me because she was turning from heavy equipment. She had a really nice, cool camera, but she's tethering all the time, and she has this battery that makes it even heavier. And she saw the stand, she fell in love with it, and she wants to purchase one because again it's an amazing solution for those problems, for your wrist, for your back, and if you're in studio, that's what you need. Okay, let me see if I have many questions, because I feel like I cover I talk too much. I enjoyed your self-portrait flora photo session video. Have you ever considered doing that outside with wildflowers? By the way, you mentioned all those lovely flowers in your video were expensive. No, I've never considered going out and doing that with wildflowers, but it's a good idea. Thank you so much for sharing. Maybe I'll do, and I'll make sure I'll share that with you guys. And those flowers were very expensive. I think it was $4,000 or $6,000 set up, or maybe more expensive. I can't remember the number now, but it was extremely expensive. When I walked into my studio, before everything was done, my florist just left those flowers to stay here overnight. There was no a single spot for me to step on. The whole studio was covered, the whole floor was covered with those pots with flowers, so that was amazing. Okay. At what age you started your photography? 30, 33, like around that age, I think. 32, 33. It's never late. Okay. What did you change about your process to encourage models to show up on time? Or have you ever had an issue with that? Well, just schedule it for a little bit earlier. That would be the solution for that. But yes, models, they're always late. Not everyone, but sometimes it happens. And I have a video on my here on YouTube about me being all excited, going to Miami, working with this beautiful model, and we almost got there. So it's about 4 hours drive for us from Orlando to Miami, and depends on traffic, sometimes 3.5, 4.5. And when we almost got there, she called me and she said, sorry, I can't do that. I have to move out of my apartment. My landlord said I have to get out of my apartment right now, so I'm moving out to another place and I have to cancel. I was like, what? So I couldn't find anyone else. It was a very short notice, and we just went. We drove around. I think, did some session with I photographed myself, kind of thing. I don't remember what exactly happened, but it was a disaster. It happens, so you have to be prepared and you have to negotiate with your model. But I would not recommend to work with one and the same model all the time. So try to find new models, because new models will bring you new audience, new opportunities, new experience, new images for your portfolio. So try to work with variety of models, different body types, different skin tones, just to be experienced with different models. Okay, but yeah, you can just schedule it for a little bit earlier and expect them to arrive later. You look awesome today as usual. Have a great weekend, pretty lady. Thank you so much. Hi, what do you think about the Canon RF 15mm f1.8? Thanks. I'm a Canon user, so I have my Nikkor 50mm lens, and it's pretty amazing. So I've never tried Canon lenses, but I'm pretty sure it's amazing, and with it has great capabilities. All right. Do you run Google ads or Facebook ads? Good question. I run Google ads sometimes. I don't do Facebook ads, but I think I did once. And I know some photographers, they do run Facebook ads, and mm, their result is pretty good. It all depends, you know. What's on the ad, the image you're using, and it's difficult for us boudoir photographers to run Facebook and Instagram ads because you have to have a visual, and we're always restricted with our visuals, unfortunately. But yeah, I do run Google ads, and we are actually working on a business course, and so that's going to be on our platform, Believe in Boudoir. So super excited about that, and many questions are going to be answered in those courses. Congratulations from Brazil. Thank you. Hello, Brazil. Okay, my assistant just specified I switched to Nikon Z8. I believe I didn't say that. I didn't mention that. Um, yeah, and it works very good. I'm super happy with that. Okay. Cannot wait for the business course to be released. Been looking forward to it. Ken. Well, yes, we're still working on those courses, so stay tuned. And I don't have any more questions here in the chat room. So again, thank you so much, everyone who joined me today. Thank you for staying active, asking questions. Thank you, everyone who joined the platform. And again, for those who are not familiar with Believe in Boudoir, it's an online educational platform for boudoir photographers with over 50 courses on boudoir and nude photography. So you can find it at believeinboudoir.com. Please follow us on Instagram. It's Believe in Boudoir. Follow my business Instagram. It's YP Boudoir. And stay here with me on my YouTube channel. It's thank you so much for your constant support.